our Max Morning Halloween Hootenanny. There's a new one for you.
That.
The Halloween Hootenanny continues here. Casey's throwing this wild Halloween party. Things are crazy right now.
I just ate a bunch of cheese puffs.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was wild.
That was actually pretty horrific to watch you down those. Yikes. We need a webcam in here for moments like that to watch Cayce down these cheese doodles like it was her second job.
Now my fingers are orange.
Yeah. I mean, classing up the place. Cayce Jandro has arrived. Now, I told you earlier, I made these arrangements with Bill Clevlen. He was in town, a couple weeks ago at the library here, Cayce Halstead Public Library. And we ended up talking afterward and thought it'd be cool if we could work out some sort of arrangement that he'd be able to come on and tell us these on-the-road stories, on-the-road report, if you will, since he's traveling all across this great land, the U.S. of A. So we can bring the USA to Max Land with Bill Clevlen. But I just want to, before we welcome Bill, which we're going to do, just don't embarrass me.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay? Can you make that promise?
I can't.
Well...
I just have one.
The pin's been pulled. The grenade is sitting on the counter. So we'll see how this all plays out.
Should I just be quiet?
No, don't be quiet.
Okay,
I want
good,
you to
'cause
contribute.
I have questions.
Bill Clevlen is back on Max. Welcome back to Max Mornings. Bill, how are you doing?
So let's talk about these cheese puffs for a second.
They're pretty good.
I have to tell you, just made me think. I hate Halloween. This is my least favorite holiday on the planet. But I know, I'm sorry. But you just made me think of something. So I do a lot of traveling, as you know. And so one year, this is maybe 2 years ago, just for fun, because this is the kind of person I am. I don't do anything for Halloween. I don't answer the door. I hide in the back of the house. But a couple of years ago, I had the little pumpkin-shaped, the pumpkin bucket. You would
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And so, but what I filled it with, shampoo and conditioner bottles that I had picked up in my hotel rooms from across the country. Because you've always got some extras,
Right?
And
Great.
I was cleaning house. I thought, well, what the heck am I going to do with all of these? I thought, oh, I know, I'll save them for Halloween.
So
great.
That's a really good idea.
And I didn't get egged, and I think a few were taken. So thanks, the neighborhood kids' hair is smelling better this time of year because of me. So thank you very much.
That is great. I'm going to remember that. We're welcoming you today under these diminished signal issues we're dealing with, and we're looking forward to having you here. Most weeks.
I want to say hi to everybody listening in the parking lot this morning. Thank you. I heard it's small signel.
Yeah,
that's okay.
It's
We're
a good
glad
way to
you're listening.
It's a good way to test this out and see how this all works.
Pretty small parking lot.
Where have travels taken you here? I hear you've got some LA stories to share.
I'll talk a little bit about Los Angeles because the Dodgers are in the World Series. I'm actually a former Southern California guy. And,
are you rooting for the Dodgers?
I'm not rooting for anybody in particular. I enjoy a good baseball game, no matter who's playing. But lots of things to do in Los Angeles, and some things that people may not even know about. A couple of things that I think people might be interested in. You can actually go and see a television show taping. I think if you've ever watched a TV show and you've heard people laughing in the audience, chances are they have a live studio audience. And this is something that you can do. It will not cost you a dime. You can get free television show tickets. There are a couple of websites you would go to, tvtix.com or audiencesunlimited.com. Those are a couple of the big websites. And you kind of look at the schedule and you see what sort of shows you like. And you can RSVP for those tickets. Now, they give out more tickets than there are actual seats because they want to have a full audience, but it won't cost you a dime, and it's really, really interesting. You'll see sort of the behind-the-scenes of a television show taping, and you will not watch television the same way after you've seen one of these things. It's really very interesting. So that's always something I always suggest people do. I always suggest people go and check out the Hollywood sign. This is something I mentioned in my book, 100 Things to Do in America Before You Die. And how high do you think the Hollywood sign is? Or each letter, how high do you think they are?
I'll let Cayce answer this.
Yeah, what do you think? How many feet?
How many feet?
Yeah.
Maybe 15.
Oh,
is that
15?
Yeah, was that?
Yeah.
What are you, crazy?
No.
It's got to be bigger than that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just comparing
15.
it to, like,
See, I told you not to embarrass me.
Yeah.
And you answer.
Keep eating
Okay.
the cheese doodles.
what, 30? 50?
40 feet high.
Oh, okay, I'm
40
write that
feet
down.
high. Originally, they were actually 50 feet high. And some folks may not know that in the early 70s, there were a bunch of celebrities or wealthy people that actually sort of adopted a letter of the Hollywood sign because it was falling apart. It was originally it was originally Hollywood land.
Yeah,
What was up
Yeah,
there.
I had it.
Part of a real estate development advertising deal. And so folks like Alice Cooper and Andy Williams and Gene Autry, they each paid $27,000 a piece for one specific letter to kind of help, get it painted and bring it back to life. And so now you have, now it's like Fort Knox up there. You can't really even get close to it. You can kind of hike close to it, but anyway, you can check that out. And then a couple of just quick odd things to do in Los Angeles. And there are lots and lots of odd things to do in Los Angeles. I just mentioned the hiking. One of the things you might want to do is hike up to Bronson Cave. Do you have any idea what Bronson Cave is?
I've heard of it, but I have no knowledge of it. Does that have something to do with Charles Bronson?
No, but it's something that everybody listening right now, all 12 people in the parking lot, have heard or seen Bronson Cave. It is actually
It's the
bat.
Yeah.
It is the bat. You on the tip of your tongue there.
Yeah.
The Bat Cave. So this is when you watch the old Adam West TV show where he was Batman, and that is where they drove the Bat Cave. Drove the Batmobile out of the Bat Cave, and you can hike by that. So that's kind of a fun little thing to do. There's a lot of odd things. You've got a Museum of Death you can check out. There's the Silent Movie Theater that still plays silent movies. And there's a guy that'll play the organ as you're watching the movie.
Oh wow!
You can even stay the night in Janis Joplin's hotel room. The hotel where she had an overdose at the age of 27. It's room number 105 at the Highland Gardens Hotel. You can rent that. Very creepy there. And but lots of fun things to do. Some odd things to do in Los Angeles. I always recommend people do it at least once. It's not. You may not want to live in California, but it's still fun to visit.
It is. I took an LA adventure. Gosh, it's been years now. Have you been to TV show tapings? Which shows, if you have?
Oh gosh, yes, yeah. So when I lived out there, that's one thing I always took my friends to when they would come out to visit. My favorite. Well, I've seen the Tonight Show a few times. I've seen Price is Right. Let's see.
that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
The Price is Right is very interesting. I was actually working for CBS at the time, so that's when I got to go out there, and I was in the front row. Couldn't participate because I was an employee, but did a really cool behind-the-scenes tour afterwards. And what's interesting, they do not tape any other shows nearby because they do a lot of soap operas and stuff in the CBS complex as well. But it's so loud from the audience that even these soundproofed rooms, you can still hear people screaming during the price. And another thing, when you watch The Price is Right, it'll probably be on in a minute here, right? When you watch it, notice how when they're calling people down originally, initially they're like, come on down. Well, people are looking off to the right side of the stage. The reason for that is because it's so loud. There's actually a guy standing there with a giant cardboard sign, and they've got the names written down because you cannot hear the announcer during the taping because it's so loud. So people, when you think they're listening for their name, they're actually watching for their name.
How about that?
Wow.
So sort of notice, you'll see people kind of looking off to the side, and they're looking to see if their name's on the big cardboard sign. So if you'd like some more information about road trips across America or anything that we've just talked about here, you can go to BillOnTheRoad.com. And I look forward to visiting with you all every week. And hopefully we'll have some interest. I'm actually making sweet tea right now. You want a little behind the scenes thing, because I learned when I was on a recent trip in Mississippi how to really make sweet tea. So
you got the recipe and everything, right?
Well, it's different because people up here don't know how to make sweet tea. Most will just dump a bunch of sugar in after you boil the tea bags with in the hot water, and then you let the tea bags sit in the hot water for about a half an hour. And then you dump that hot water over a cup and a half of sugar into your 2-quart container. And that is how you make sweet tea. It tastes completely different.
We'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
Your teeth will still fall out, but it tastes completely different. So, all right.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to this, and I'm glad we're able to make this work. This is actually Cayce and I were having an audition because Bill's going to decide if it's going to be worth his time. Once we get the station back up, which will be next week. Yeah, he's like, if it doesn't work, I'll be like, I don't think this is going to work.
Well,
12 people in their cars.
You can ask my family. I'll talk to anybody. So
Hey,
this will be fun.
I'm happy to
This'll be
hear that.
fun.
Yeah, we should be up and running next week, so I'll touch base with you,
Great.
and then we'll get a date and time set for you to join us weekly here. And we appreciate hearing your stories of LA and some good tips if people are going to hit the road. Give us your website one more time before we let you go, Bill.
You got it. It's BillOnTheRoad.com, or folks can follow me in real time on Facebook, Facebook.com/BillOnTheRoad.